Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we tonight? Waiting for a few people to jump on, and hopefully people will come on. And if you don't come on this live broadcast and you want to look or catch up with us later, then please actually just do hashtag replay. I've got the amazing Claudia Miller here tonight. I'm so excited. She's going to talk to us about sound therapy, not only with us but also with animal therapy as well. So really excited about all of that. Welcome everybody. Let me know you're here so I can see a few people coming on now, but also obviously give us some likes, comments. Please ask questions. This is not, I don't bring this on here for my benefit. I bring it on here for your benefit and all of us, for the greater good of all concerned, because we want to learn, we want to heal, we want to find out new alternative therapies, because this is who we are. And certainly Claudia will definitely bring this to us tonight. And if you feel too shy to ask any questions in the meantime, then please, I will answer them afterwards, or certainly Claudia will. And in the meantime, I want to just remind you, obviously you know who I am, Susan. I've also got an introduction to mindfulness meditation on the 25th of June. So, check my social media. All the links are on there to join that if you want to. And also, I've got a lady coming on, and the date escapes me. I think it's the last day in June, which will be about the 30th, 31st June. I got Christine coming on talking about habit breakers, which is going to be absolutely amazing too. So please join us for that. But in the meantime, any questions, anything you want to know, please let me know. You know where I am. You know how I help you. You know I do mindfulness. You know how I do EFT. You know all the things I do, so I won't bore you with me. But without further ado, I'm going to bring Claudia on. So here we go. Claudia, welcome.
Hello, everybody.
It's lovely. I've just kind of, bring on board and just saying how amazing you are, and you're going to tell us all about sound therapy and your new therapy, which is with animals. And obviously you're a Reiki master, you are a sound therapist, you work with drums, you're an angel Reiki master as well. So there's so many things to you, and not just you, but obviously you work together spiritually with your husband. And I know we met 8 years ago now, something like that.
I think it's that long ago, yeah.
I think we did. I think I did a soul plan for you or something like that. Whatever. That's how we met, and obviously we formed this bond and been obviously in a friendship ever since. So absolutely amazing. Oh, hi Sam. We've got Sam on. We've got Natalie Power on, and so many others as well. So that's wonderful. But
hello,
Claudia, tell me, us, a little bit about how you came to be on this spiritual journey.
Well, in 2012, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I was on the spiritual journey before when I lived in Germany. But then when I moved to England, I didn't have anybody who was on the same path. I just felt very lonely. And then in 2012, I had the cancer. And I then met a lady who did the sound therapy. Well, she came to my house because I had a medicine wheel in the garden, and she came with a big chime pipe, which was the sound of the moon. And so when I had the cancer, she offered me a free treatment, a sound treatment. And it was so amazing and mind-blowing that she gave me the tuning forks to take with me into hospital when I had the operation. And after that, I contacted the lady who did train her, and did the training myself with Debbie Walker in Cornwall. And it was just amazing. I mean, I went there. I know that in the course we had a study. She took our blood pressure to start of the course. And then at the end, and really my blood pressure was very high because I was still very afraid, because the operation had been just half a year ago, and of course all the fear of getting the cancer back and still was going on, and losing my other kidney because I lost my left kidney to the cancer. And so I was really in a strange place when I got there. But working with the sounds really helped me to relax and to trust in life and to trust in my own healing abilities, and connected me back to myself. And then from then on, everything changed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's when I met you. I think a little bit after that operation, didn't I? Or maybe a year or so after.
Yeah, half a year or so
Yeah.
after that, because I know that yeah, I went to that was May's Fair in Wainscott, wasn't it? Where you did the soul plane reading and I did reflexology at that time.
Yes, absolutely.
And then I was doing my case studies, and I think you came to be one of my case studies for the sound course. Yeah.
Absolutely. You do literally, both you and your husband, I know he's a lot of carving, a lot of tree work and stuff, but I know that together the two of you live and breathe what you believe and what you teach. And I have to be honest, when I came to your home, your work room, your therapy room, and I had that amazing sound, I want to call it a sound bath, but sound therapy, and you had all the huge, tubes coming down, and I just felt.
If you look there behind me there in the back.
Yes, there they are. Yes, yes.
I did on full moon. I did a Facebook Live sound bath, so you can look it up on my side, and it's still on there. I recorded it, so if you don't know what the sound bath is, but I work with tuning forks when I do the treatment for people, and these are. Whoops.
Wow, wonderful, beautiful. I bought my first two tuning forks off you, and I've still got them. So I use them with my Reiki, as well. So,
really good, yeah.
Brilliant. But tell us about, tell us about sound therapy. Tell us about it, because I can't even begin to kind of say anything about it. So tell us about it. What is it, and what are the benefits of it? So tell us about that.
Well, you might know when you come into a room and there was like a quarrel or something, you feel the energy. And with sound, it's the same. I mean, you listen to music, to some pieces of music, and you feel lifted up and you feel in a different space. And so that's how sound therapy works. It brings you into another state of mind. I just heard this today, that somebody is playing Mozart and Bach to the cows, and they give more milk, and then they and they play the classical music to the fields and to the crops, and they have more crops. It's really amazing. And if you play it in your garden, all your flowers grow more. And I work with mainly my main tuning fork is the which is the sound of the universe, and it's also the vibration of the earth, the heartbeat of the earth. So it really grounds you. And I use my tuning forks every morning just to, like a meditation. I just listen to the sound, and it makes your head really go quiet. All the thoughts just disappear. And it really helps with insomnia and anxiety especially, and it brings you back to yourself. I mean, if you had a really stressful day, it seems to, I don't know if you know about the nervous system. You have one part that is an autonomic one is a parasympathicus, and one is a sympathicus, and it brings your nervous system from stress and flight and fight into relaxation, and it just by listening to the tuning fork. So if you would just listen for 10 minutes, it does that already. But then I have different frequencies I work with. So the is just the one to prepare the body, so it's ready to receive all the other sounds. And the other one I mainly work with is the 528. That is one of the ancient solfeggio tones. There was a tone scale before 1100 that they used, and they don't use it anymore. They changed it, but this tone scale is more on the relaxing part. I don't know. There is so much information about it, about the 440 hertz and the 432 hertz, and the solfeggios are on the 432 hertz, and the other ones, the new ones, is on the 44 440 hertz. So that's more stresses you, and the other one is more harmonic and brings more peace. And there are Gregorian chants that are sung in the 432 hertz frequency, and they're really relaxing and healing, because your body has all the healing abilities itself. If you really bring your body in a relaxed state, it can heal nearly everything. And I've noticed when I do treat people and they have trauma, that sometimes the whole body jumps, or just an arm or a leg, and they're releasing in that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, also when I use my tuning forks, I feel when I get into the relaxed state, then sometimes I jump too. And
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, it's really amazing, the results and the experience you have when you work with the sounds. And the nice thing is, you don't really always need to go to a therapist. You also can learn to do it yourself. So you can use it every morning, or when you feel stressed. And if you feel really stressed, you do it 3 or 4 times a day, just to help yourself along. And that's my main thing that I want to do, just to empower people to help themselves, not rely on doctors, on other people to help them, because we all have the power inside and all the answers inside. And it's so important that we learn to listen to our body, or to our soul, to our inner being. And well, the tuning forks are one way to get in touch with the inner being and the inner knowledge.
And I suppose what you're saying there, like what you said about somebody said they were listening to some music for the cows for more milk. I suppose with ours, it's a bit like the same sort of thing, is listening to that music that kind of uplifts you. And if we learn to listen to sound, because obviously we know that sound is very important. So when we talk about sound, and we talk about sound that comes from the beginning of time, eternal time, that obviously that sound vibration, I don't think we all really appreciate the magnitude of how it can propel us and help us. And I think really that's what you're saying today. Sound is so important to us, because it's from the beginning of time.
Well, yes, Einstein said that sound will be the medicine of the new age. So, and that's quite something. And yeah, I mean,
Say that again. Einstein said that sound would be the medicine of new age. Is that right?
of the new times, yeah.
Wow, amazing, very strong. Yeah, lovely, lovely. And I know you use obviously the tuning forks, and we're going to have I'm going to call it a sound bath. Can I call it a sound bath? But we're going to I just want to call it a sound bath. I remember it so much, but I want to, and I'm going to enjoy it as well at the end of this. So at the end of this, everybody, we're going to have a lovely sort of tuning forks mindfulness sound bath or meditation, whatever you want to call it. And Claudia's going to take us through that. But absolutely. But tell us, Claudia, I know that we're talking about the obviously the tuning forks, and I'm going to find mine. They're over there in that cupboard in a minute. But tell us about you're doing some other work as well as what you're doing with everybody else, because you've got so many qualifications. It's hard to keep up with you, but you're doing something new, aren't you, at the moment?
Yes, I'm learning to use the tuning forks with animals, which is quite interesting. I did the course in January with Debbie, and I'm at the moment doing my case studies. I'm still looking for animals that need treatment. I have already done a few. I'm at the moment working remotely on a horse in Germany that has an infection in its leg. And I mean, animals react in such a lovely way to the tuning forks, and my cats always want to eat the sound. It's really interesting. Every time when I sit and do my tuning forks, somebody has to come and sniff and then try to bite it. They take it in internally, the vibration, and they just love it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we went to do to on the training. We treated some horses, and one of the horses was my teacher Debbie. She helped to heal a very big wound on his leg, and I mean, they were thinking of putting it down, but then they helped it to heal with the tuning forks. So there is quite a potential in there. And so it's really amazing what
Wow.
happening.
Well, and I know, I mean, I've never worked on animals and that's not my thing, which is fine. But also I know, obviously you're a Reiki master, you're an angel Reiki master, but I know people, you know, that I've met along my spiritual path that actually do use Reiki with animals as well. So do you use your Reiki with the animals, or is that very much similar to using the tuning forks and so on?
Well, the Reiki is easier to use. Tuning forks, I mean, tuning forks is okay too, but the animal has to get used to it because it's a sound. And some look at you like, what's that? And they're really first very skeptical, and then they come, and then even if I have a dog in the room and it's like a few meters away, I still can work on it, and I check the chakras and then rebalance the chakras, and I can feel the reaction of the dog. Sometimes the fur itch, like it starts, how you say that? Well, it starts licking itself, or
Okay.
or just scratching, or you know, the fur just moves, and now that's like a release.
Maybe stand up, electrifies. Is that what it is?
No, it's just like little things.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the skin is moving.
Oh, right. Okay.
and
Yeah.
and then I know it releases things because it's very subtle. To work with sound, it's nothing spectacular. It's very subtle healing, but you can see it. And of course, I have learned animal communication. And I talked to a cat, or the cat talked to me, because you're in a different state of mind, and your questioning mind is not there. So you receive also what they tell you, and it's very interesting sometimes what comes out. And it's lovely. I mean, the animals, you can see it quicker than with people, because people have their mind sometimes in the way. Although after a while listening to the mind is anyway out of the window, because your the side of your brain switches, because normally you work with your left side of the brain, which is the logical side. And when you're listening to sound, then it switches over to the right side, which is more the creative, the intuitive side of the brain. And then you can't think logical anymore. And sometimes you struggle if you have to explain something after listening to sound. It's like, well, we call it.
Let me just say to everybody, if any of you've got any questions, then please fire them in here. But I'm going to just put up a little notice from Natalie and just respond to that when I get my tuning forks. Okay, so I'm going to put it on the screen. So she says, after my first sound bath, for a few hours afterwards, I didn't need to wear my reading glasses. I could see so clearly due to the reduction of inflammation in my eyes. It was amazing.
Wow,
respond to that. Let me just get my tuning forks.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen because all the cells get into a different vibration. It goes through your ears, and there's an internal massage of all the organs. And so, yeah, it's amazing that happened.
And look, these are mine. Do you remember these?
Yeah.
I got from you, and I've still got them in the original packaging, and still kind of using them with my little dong things. Here they are. Look.
Yeah. That's the arm.
And this is I call it the hertz. So
that's 5 to 8.
5 to 8. That's the one, 5 to 8. So I have
love.
I use them a lot with my Reiki treatments, but equally, like you taught me, you said to self-empower yourself. And so often, I will, when I'm my meditation, or often I'll kind of cleanse my body. You taught me the exercise to cleanse my body. Yeah. So it just vibrates so much. So yeah, I love them. I absolutely, and I never let anybody touch them.
Yeah,
so,
that's good.
Never. But yeah, so going back to what Natalie was saying is, I think obviously, I think what happens is, I think when we kind of start to work with things, believe them, I think we can make massive changes within our life. What do you think?
I think it's not just believing. It's just that it works. You don't have to believe it. If you believe it or not, it works. I mean, music works because you can't stop it penetrating into your cells, into your body. What it does, it relaxes everything, because you held so much tension. There's so much stuff that you might hold on to, emotions of anger, of fear, and that was stuck in your cells. I mean, yeah, there is one great healer that I went to after my operation, and he's a Frenchman, and he was paralyzed when he was young, and then he went into the woods, and what he did, he let all the anger and everything out. He did hit a tree, but I think the tree knew what was going on. But then he walked home. It's such an amazing thing because the body stores everything. So if you want to heal yourself, I mean, shaking meditation is quite good, but the sounds do the same. They shake everything up, and it comes up and then it goes out, and then you don't hold it in your system anymore, and then the body has the ability to heal itself. Because I do think the optimal state is health.
Yes, yes.
And it's just, I mean, I saw it with my dad, because he, in his last days, he got more and more paralyzed because he had this funny muscle that he couldn't move his muscles anymore, or that they wouldn't work anymore. And he was holding a lot of trauma from his childhood. And I think if he would have worked on himself during his life, he could have stopped that from happening, because it was all held in. And then the body just shows you what's going on with yourself. I had that experience too when that was still in my old house, and I suddenly got this vertigo, that everything was spinning around and really, really bad. And then luckily it went. It was only for a night, but I thought, oh my God, the cancer is gone in my brain now, you know. Going on. And then I went to a workshop in Holland, and we worked with EFT, because I do EFT too.
Yeah, I'm with that.
And then my body just, I got realized that my body was just telling me how I was feeling, because I wasn't acknowledging how I was feeling. So I felt I had no stable ground to walk on. I really felt like this dizzy. And when I recognized that I was feeling so insecure, then the body didn't have to show me anymore, because the body is there to help us. If we don't want to feel something, if you don't want to face something, it will show up in the body as illness. And
Thank you. I'm glad you said that. Absolutely. I just said that to one of my clients today. She's an old client, but she came back after about 4 years. And I want to believe what you're saying about when you're saying to me is that, you know, your body, I call this the emotional guidance system, and your body speaks to you and it lets you know. And I think, like with the sound, it comes to the surface and you face it, and you've got to face it in the reality of how it is. And if you face it, your body will release that and your body will heal. It's a bit more complicated than that, but generally what you're saying, I agree 100% with you, what you're saying with that. Absolutely. I'm glad you said that, actually. I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people on here that are listening will love to hear that, actually. But yes, we've got to allow it to come to the surface, to face it. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, with the sound therapy, there is one other thing you can do. You don't always have to face or go through the emotions again. You can just take things out with I have a system where I clear the chakras by taking things out with the or the 528. So you don't have to hold on to it, and you don't need to know what it is. It's just you need to let it go. You don't have to hold on to it, because it just poisons your system. I mean, cancer has a lot to do, because I did work with Louise Hay recently about what illness talks to you, and cancer definitely has to do with resentment. And if you're not living what you want to live because you're too afraid to do and go out and talk about what your soul is wanting you to do, then you get resentful of all the people that do it, and you go, and what you do is you are punishing yourself, which is not really good. So yeah, it's a good thing to really get to know yourself and what your higher.
Listen to yourself. Listen to your body. Yourself. Yeah, we've got a question here. Well, also, sorry, one says, I use a sound with the voice to do my healing. People don't realize what it does to the physical body calms, relaxes, unlocks trauma in the body, which is great, which is absolutely true, isn't it? Yeah, so we can agree with that.
Mm.
And then I want this question for you. Can you do distant healing with sound therapy?
Yes, you can. I'm just treating a horse distantly, and I will have to do a lot of my case studies now via distant healing because of the pandemic. So I can't do it in person at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So,
can keep 2 meters away from the person if you treat them, but you distantly, and it works, and it's really cool. You can even do relayed healing. You can do a healing treatment that they can call up in their sleep if
yeah.
they don't have the time to sit down at that time.
Yeah.
So it does work.
Oh, I
And
love it. I think what I want to relate to is when I do my psychic development courses, and a lot of the people in my group, they say, oh, how's it going to work? But actually, the results have been amazing, and they're in different houses in different locations around the country. So I think people need to realize that distant healing in any form can absolutely work. You can touch each other's vibration, think about somebody, and they will be touched, because obviously, you know, we're all connected. But what I want to say to everybody here right now, if you have an animal of any kind, whether it be a spider, a snake, a mouse, a cat, a dog, a horse, and it needs some healing in some kind of way, you know, physically, mentally, or whatever, then you need to get in touch with Claudia, and I will put her details definitely underneath here, or they're definitely on all the different platforms. You know, give it a go if you've kind of lost all kind of hope, or you have, you know, fed up of these huge vet bills, or whatever it happens to be. Give it a try. You know, contact her and at least have a discussion and open that door, you know, without a shadow of a doubt. So I think, yeah, you're right, this pandemic, I don't want to give it a name actually, Claudia, but certainly this kind of and this what's going on is obviously preventing us from seeing each other. So yeah, distant healing. And tell us a little bit more about that distant healing then. Tell us, because you're doing it already, aren't you? And obviously doing it for you.
well, I think it has to do that we are not just our body. We have also an energy body, and we can travel with that. So, and there is no distance. There is only now and here. And I don't know. There's Buddhist monks that are seen in places, and they were at another place. So there is a lot of things that we don't know yet, and we are discovering more and more. I mean, especially um, the Aborigine tribes and the Buddhists, and so they have developed quite high vibrations, so they can travel. Even if their body is in one other place, they can be seen somewhere else. And there's lots of interesting stories about that. And also the Aborigines people from Australia, they have this a gift too, that they can be in several places at once. We have that too, because we are not only our body. I mean, that will die at some point, but then we live on, our soul, and so we can we can. And the most important thing is the intention. If you have the intention and you send love and healing, then it will get there. And also, if you think horrible things, they will get there too, even if the people are not there. And they will destroy people if they're not if they're not protected, or if they are vulnerable. So you can do harm as well as healing with over distance, with your thoughts, with your emotions.
Yeah, and with that in mind, what I say is to people that listen is, how many times have you sent love or healing, or felt really nice emotions from the heart chakra, you know, about somebody, and thought, oh, you know, I just feel this kind of love, and the phone rings, or that person says, well, I was just thinking about you, or the other day I felt your energy around me, or something like that. It absolutely 100% does work. And I practice that. I believe it myself, and I think it's important. But let me ask you something. Say you were doing some healing on, say, me, or whoever's listening, and you was doing distant healing, then how would that work for me, the recipient? What would I need to do? Would I need to know, or what would I have to do if I knew you were going to, if I'd asked you for some healing? What would some sound therapy do?
yeah, if we arrange a treatment, I would do a time where you can lay down and then you just watch what happens. You could go into a state. I mean, you would feel that something is happening. I do a lot of distant Reiki,
Mhm.
and the first of all, the information that I get and then what the people experience is very interesting. I'm still amazed about it. So the best way is try it. I mean, if you don't have to take my word for nothing, you just have to experience it yourself and try it out, because that's, I mean, people can tell you lots of things, but unless you try things,
Yeah,
you will never know for yourself.
absolutely.
And also, there's the other possibility that I do a treatment for you at some point, and then in the night you can ask for the healing to be sent to you, and then you will get it in your sleep. That's another possibility for distant healing. I have not done that before. I have not tried that option yet, but I know it is. If somebody has really difficulties to find time during the day for an hour just to lie down somewhere, or has young children there, and there is no peace and quiet in the house, then it can be done that way.
Yeah,
That you receive the healing during your sleep.
yeah,
I mean, the best thing, that was my very, very first experience on my way, was I was at a talk of a lady in Germany who was psychic, and she could see auras. So
yeah.
she prayed every night for her boy that just like a mom does. And then he had and she noticed that he got like little rings in his aura, lot of little energy rings. And then one day he had a really, really bad car accident, and according to all the specialists, he should have been dead, but he was alive and he did nearly harm, he not had much harm himself, but all the little rings in his aura had disappeared. So
Oh,
that's how
wow.
strong prayer is, and that's how strong positive energy is,
Yeah,
if you really love someone, and you can really protect them from a lot of things.
yeah. You ask and it is given. That's what they
Yeah.
say. Goes back so many thousands of years, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I do believe. I think, you ask and it's given. You believe, you pray. Uh,
Hmm.
you tune in, you send that vibration out, and that vibration must reach another without a shadow of a doubt. Like you say, whether they believe it or not is irrelevant. It must get to that person. And we see shifts in people, that we thought could never be shifted, through prayer, through movement, through healing, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, I love the whole thing, whether it's a sound bath or the drumming, because there's a little bit, because you do drumming as well, don't you?
Yes, I do drumming. I had a drumming group 2 years ago, because then my parents got ill and then I had to go to Germany to look after them. But
Uh-huh.
we had a drum group, and I burst drums with people. So I show them how to make their own drum, shamanic drum, frame drum, and also the vibration of the drum. That
Okay.
I have got another experience with that, because I used to live in Germany with some people together, and my friend was doing her dissertation for her training. Ah, there is a drum.
Wow. One of your drum circles, because I've not used my drum for a long time.
Yeah, I want to start a drum circle again. I haven't tried it online, but I know there are some circles that meet online. But I'm just starting up, trying to get online stuff done and get more familiar with all that technical stuff.
My house with my drum.
Mm. So
I closed all of my house with the drum, went all the way through when I moved into my new house.
yeah, it's a
You
good
know,
thing. Yeah, I
very
was just talking about my friend. I was drumming in the next room. She was writing her dissertation, and then at some point I thought, I think I should stop drumming. She might be getting irritated. And then I stopped, and she came in and said, can you please go on drumming? Because I really can concentrate. I've never could concentrate that good on stuff, and I get really lots of stuff done. So I get carried on drumming.
Then again, it's a sound.
Yes, exactly. And it changes the vibration of your brain. It brings you from, I think, into an alpha state if you listen to the drum. It,
Or theta, theta, is it not theta?
uh, yeah, could be. I'm not.
I think it's a theta state. We're going to the theta state. Could be wrong, but anyway, we'll look that up later on. Absolutely, definitely. Amazing, absolutely amazing, definitely. So, are we going to have something special now?
Yeah, if you want to, I can play. I've got even two so I can play two together, and then you can just, yeah, find a really, really comfortable position where you can just relax and listen to the sound.
Well, let me just go a few more comments. Keep giving the comments, as Claudia will answer any comments afterwards as well, because we're going to go into a sort of sound therapy bath now. It says, I've been, but I'm not using it right now. How amazing. Okay, well then we need to use it, or you need to contact Claudia and get involved with her new drumming circle. That would be fantastic, an on drumline circle. So there you go, Claudia. You've got people who are already interested.
Yeah,
You
good.
know, so definitely I'm gonna get her information in here, and I'll be in that with you for sure. So yeah, wonderful, wonderful.
So if you find my Spirit Bear group or my Spirit Bear drums page, then I can post it on there.
What is it called, Claudia? Tell me. At
Spirit Bear drums.
Spirit. Oh, I'm gonna put it in the group, right? Spirit Bear drums with an S. Drums with an S.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, it's there. If not, we'll find it anyway. So it's going to go there anyway. You can all see that anyway. But
Okay.
and I'll add information afterwards underneath this in both of the groups that we're throwing it in. Okay. So, guys, we're going to do some lovely now sound therapy. So
I work with tuning, folks. This is my well, this is the original one, and then Debbie brought out the violet ray ohms, so they are covered with violet, and they are connecting you to the violet ray. And she found out that the violet ray actually was used in old times. There is a machine called the violet ray machine, and it was used for healing, for for when you have depression or anxiety or hysteria. And she got the machine, and we looked at it, and it was really interesting.
wow.
And there is also another guy, the Royal Rife machine that was used in the 1930s or something by a guy, and he could put the frequency of every illness in there and then put it into the body so it could heal. Yeah, it's very amazing. So if that's on YouTube, I think you find things about Royal Rife on there.
Beautiful. Well, we've got quite a lot of people listening now, so hopefully we're going to listen. We've got Chris, we've got Kerry, we've got Lolly, we've got Michelle, we've got Billy, we've got Louise, we've got Fran, we've got Anne, we've got Warren, we've got Wendy, we've got Patrick, we've got Cheryl. We've got a lot of spiritual people on 2 different platforms here tonight, and more that will watch on replay. So let us know you've watched it on replay. But now let's all get together and let's just kind of get in that comfortable place and let's enjoy this sound therapy from Claudia. So Claudia, talk us through this, what you want us to do.
Well, you just go and sit and comfortably and make yourself as comfortable as you can. Then you take a few deep breaths just to let go of everything that is in your mind or what was happening today. And you just feel your body sitting or lying down and feel the support of Mother Earth, that your body is supported. And just with every out breath, let all the tension that you can feel in your body, let that go, let that flow out. And yeah, you can have your eyes closed now and just listen to the sound. I will start now.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know what anybody else has experienced, and I know we've had a few other people join us. And if you joined us and you haven't seen the whole of this interview with Claudia today, please go back and and have a look at it and do #replay and ask any questions. But I know what and tell me. I'd love some feedback of what people got from that. But I almost felt like I had to kind of come off because my throat went like it was almost like my throat chakra was clearing because I wanted to cough, and I had to come off and get a drink. And then I almost felt like my third eye came alight. And obviously I'm a medium and I sort of see intuitively anyway. And then I just felt like layers, like an onion, was being lifted off me and leaving me. So I don't know what you were playing there and what sounds or frequencies, but
that was just
what was it?
It is the and I played the one with the violet ray That means a lot of things get transmuted, because the violet ray is all about transmuting negative energies and things you don't need anymore, and it's very powerful. But all the same, they were all They were all the 136.10 hertz, the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Or it's also the sound of the universe. It's where we come from and where we go to when we leave the body.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, that was lovely, because I know I'm going personally through a sort of transition and a cleansing and a kind of coming into something new on every level, spiritually, physically, and spiritually, definitely. So that for me was quite powerful. It was just like layers, like this was just lifting away, coming all the way through here. So my throat chakra, these two were very powerful, the third eye and the throat chakra. And then I just felt like from here, just like lifting, clearing. So
yes,
amazing. And Claudia, do you do any recordings online that people can download?
No, I have only the sound bars on Facebook so far. I don't have any downloads or anything just yet.
So that's what we're to do, is to get some down, and people can download for particular emotions or clearing or cleansing or something like that. That would be absolutely lovely.
Yeah, the is part of the clear, cleanse and balance set. So the in the 5 to 8 is also called the clear, cleanse and balance. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, if you've got any questions, Claudia, let me know. If not, then I know you've asked a few already, and I know a few of you are saying hi already, coming on and watching, which is great, on 2 different platforms. That's great. But Claudia Miller, or Amika Miller, is available for you on Facebook. Definitely. I've actually put in a comment. I've actually put her spirit drumming at spirit be a drum, sorry. And I'll put some other links on here for Claudia if you want to contact her. If you've got any questions at any point, then please let us know. But Claudia, amazing. I've got what's Natalie saying? The same for me. All right, same for me. It felt very clearing. Wonderful, thank you. Oh yeah, lovely. Thank you for the feedback. Absolutely, yeah, great.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
Another feedback here. Thank you. That was amazing. Very special. Yeah, exactly. So you can see those that are not actually sort of maybe catch up later, or we've all feeling something. So yeah, amazing. Clearing with that sound that you said, the definitely balance. And let me see on the other platform what we've got. Yeah, amazing. Felt it, loved it. Great. Gonna watch it again and do it again. So get more of the word, Claudia. But I mean, it was amazing. Thank you for coming on today.
I will do some workshops in person from September.
Yeah.
On Sheppey in Queensborough, because I have a room there.
Yeah.
And you can learn how to use the yourself. So you have it as a tool to help you every day. So you don't have to go somewhere necessarily. I mean, it's nice if you have a whole sound treatment, because I have also the chakra tones and the angelic tones and the solfeggio ones. So there is a lot of tuning forks that I work with when I do a treatment. The is just the start to get into, to get the body relaxed.
What I will say is, if you see all the tuning forks and all the tubes that she's got, it's absolutely phenomenal. The range is amazing. But we have another bit of feedback here. I had a tingling sensation on my left side of my throat and felt a tingling sensation in my fingertips on my left hand. Felt my feet being pulled downwards, and they felt very warm and for beautiful colors. How lovely is that?
Amazing. Yeah, that's really amazing. Wow.
For this person here, Claudia, give them a little bit of feedback. What do you think they were experiencing there?
Well, tingling is always a sign that energy is moving. So probably the energy that was stuck got into moving, and warm feet always is grounding and lots of energy. So as it's just the heartbeat of Mother Earth, it grounded you into the earth and brought you back into the connection with Mother Earth. And yeah, so that's really beautiful. So there's a lot of healing going on.
Yeah, so a lot of healing right now, so enjoy it.
Yes, and releasing with tingling.
And also, we've got somebody else here saying, great, I live in Sittingbourne, so close to home, so not very far for them to come over the border into Sheppey, Queensborough to get on those courses. So look out for Claudia, look out for her healing and, you know, what she's doing. She's doing a lot of things online as well, so tune into her, definitely healing. So Claudia, very much. Stay in the green room for me, don't go anywhere, and I'll come back to you, all right? So give me a minute. Okay, and I'll just close down here. All right. Right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Interesting, very interesting. Sound very important to all of us. I'll put all the details, you know, on my Facebook pages for you. But like I say, thank you very much for tuning in. Love you lots, as always. Remember, I've got the introduction to mindfulness meditation on the 25th of June, if you want to get involved in that. And then later on the 31st, I think it was the last day of the month, Thursday, we have got Christine coming on talking about habits and releasing those habits, which is going to be amazing. So love you lots. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you all very soon. Love you. Ciao.